Hey, welcome back to Studio Art. Today is day 3 on our collage project. On day 1, we drew our picture. Day 2, we started cutting out from magazines the colors and textures that we need. And on day 3 today, we're going to talk about how to get started gluing parts down to make our picture. Here we go. Okay, so on day 1 of Studio, we drew our picture of what we wanted our collage to look like. And remember that I'm drawing a picture of my cat sitting on this chair, but yours can be a picture of anything that you want. It is up to you. And I drew this on a piece of paper just so I can have that next to my collage while I'm working so that I can see what it is I want my picture to look like. So this is going to help me a lot. Now, if you are someone who already started cutting out pieces and gluing them onto this page, that's fine. You can do that as well if you think that's better. I prefer to have this off to the side and then have a separate piece of paper to glue my collage pieces down on. Now, I put mine on a piece of recycling, just got this box out of my recycling bin and cut it up so I have a nice sturdy background. You don't have to do that. You could glue onto another piece of paper, or you could cut up any sort of box that you have. Mine is pretty big because I'm using it as an example, but you guys might need yours to be smaller depending on what your picture is. You can cut up any sort of box in your recycling, or just use a regular piece of paper is fine too. So on day 2, what we did, we used our magazines and we thought about our pictures that we drew. I'm thinking about the colors that we're going to want for our picture. So I knew that I wanted my chair to be blue. So I went through my magazine and I started cutting out blue pieces. Like I could have cut out this guy's shirt here and these blue pieces up here. I knew that I wanted my cat to be gray, so I could cut out this guy's jacket. I might even cut out his black hair because I'm gonna need some black for my cat's nose and for his eyes. So I just started collecting all these collage pieces, and I actually organized mine into envelopes to keep me organized. So I had all my blue pieces for my chair together, all my green pieces for my background, and all my yellow pieces for that pillow. So I've worked ahead of you. I went ahead and did my background, and then I'm working on making my cat. You can see that my cat has just kind of a big lumpy body and 2 pointy triangle ears and some legs and little feet and a stripy tail with a white tip. So I have been looking at all my pieces that I made and kind of puzzling them together. If scissors aren't your thing, you're also welcome to tear. So I know I had some younger students yesterday who were tearing out pieces, and that worked a lot better for them. Scissors are going to give you a little bit more control. Take your time and just take it slow. And when you're collaging, when you're using all your little pieces of paper to create an image and you're cutting things out, it takes some trial and error. So I might cut out a triangle for my cat's nose and realize that that's way too big. Whoop, it stuck to my finger. That it's way too big for my cat. That would look really silly unless I wanted my cat to look silly, which is okay too. I might cut this little triangle nose a little bit smaller and then put it back onto my picture, and I'll probably be going back and forth. That looks much better. Back and forth until I get a size that I like. Now for my cat's eyes, I'm going to need teeny tiny little pieces. So I'll cut out my little cat's eyeballs. I'll stick those on there. And I'm just going to keep playing with all my pieces until I get them where I want them. When I know that that's what I want my piece to look like, I'm going to use my glue stick to glue those pieces down. Now, one of the really cool things about collage is that you can overlap your pieces. So notice how I made my rug kind of crazy patterned by overlapping and gluing pieces on top of each other. I don't have any of my paper or my cardboard showing through. I've covered my whole entire picture. So I did my background first, and then I started working on my cat later. Notice how what I cut out from my magazines wasn't what I was going to include in my picture. It wasn't the object. So I didn't cut out a picture of a chair and I didn't cut out an actual cat. I just cut out the colors that I might need and some of the textures that I saw that maybe imitated the object that I'm trying to create. And then I used my scissors to cut them into shapes that I saw. So for younger students, you might really focus on what shapes do you see. Like the cat has a circle head, so you might cut out a circle, and has long legs like that. So thinking about the shapes that we see and cutting out those shapes and gluing them on. So do the best that you can today. We're going to start gluing down our pieces. We're going to use day 3 and 4 to glue down our pieces of our collage. And then on day 5, we're going to take a picture of our completed work so that we can share it with our friends. Okay, so today that's what we're doing in studio. We're starting our collage. You should be using your pieces you cut out in last class, and we're gluing them down and overlapping and playing with them and cutting them into different sizes to make them become the image that you want. Okay, you're going to make a big mess today, so make sure that all of those pieces, when you're done, that you scoop them up and put them in a baggie or in envelopes like I did, and anything that you're not using, definitely put it in the trash, okay? And hang on to these for next class because we're just going to keep on working. I hope you guys have fun.